All right, true believers, elite legend back in the house, taking a look at the final figure that contains a piece to build the Kingpin Build-A-Figure from the brand new Marvel Legends Spider-Man Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave. Right now we are taking a look at Thrasher. I saved him for last because he was my most anticipated figure of this line. So here we see Dwayne Michael Taylor in the box. This is a character that made his debut in Marvel Comics way back in 1989, December of 1989, in an issue of Thor number 411. 1989 was when I was getting really deep into comics. Thrasher is a character that I have been waiting to have a figure of for quite a while, so I'm excited to bust this guy out of the packaging. But before we do so, we see that he comes with his skateboard. He comes with a device that he uses to attach the skateboard to his back. He comes with a leg for the Kingpin Build-A-Figure, and he comes with his beating stick. Take a look at the side of the packaging, and we see Thrasher there. Let's take a full look at the figure. I know we didn't get the whole shot earlier. Let's take a look at the full look of the figure inside the package. You see he comes with that bandana tied around his thigh. You see the Kingpin leg there. If you look at the other side of the packaging, you see the same artwork that was on the previous side. Let's take a look at the back, and now we see that typical promotional shot. Marvel's Thrasher. The founder of the New Warriors, Dwayne Taylor, is a martial arts master clad in special combat suit. So here we see the other characters that we have already reviewed. The only one we have not taken a look at was Six-Armed Spider-Man. I'll save that for another day, especially since he does not come with a piece to build the Kingpin. But we've taken a look at the Black Cat, we've taken a look at Puma, we've taken a look at the Symbiote Spider, we've taken a look at Silver Sable and Red Goblin, and now the best, in my opinion, is for last, and that is the Thrasher. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bust this guy out of the packaging. So now we see the Thrasher out of the packaging. You see here he comes with the left leg for the Kingpin Build-A-Figure, the final piece to the Kingpin BAF. We see the Thrasher here in his custom-made combat suit. Really love this figure. One of the coolest things is this belt here has a paint wash on it. The belt is removable, doesn't move around too much. This guy, you might have to glue down the bandana that he has around his thigh. It kept coming down on me. As you see here, he has this. This is the body that they used for the Beetle, the original Beetle, male Beetle. I am not a stickler for reusage. As long as we get cool new characters in the line, I am fine with that. I love this figure. This is also a body type that can potentially be used for a Jigsaw first appearance figure. Now, he also comes with his beating stick, as you see here. It's a little warped from the packaging. I'll do a little cold water, hot water. He comes with this backpack. And he comes with a skateboard. The skateboard the wheels do move. The only thing that sucks is it doesn't have peg holes. However, Elite Legend is going to do something about that. Now, as you see, you just simply take this. There's two holes here. You apply them to the back there, like so. You take the skateboard, you just pop it right in there. Like I said, this thing moves around a bit, but there you see the skateboard attached. I love the detail in the skateboard. It looks like it's actually been used quite a bit. There's no paint apps, but you can see that it's been given some sculpting love there. Here comes his thrashing stick. Gonna beat some baddies up. For those of you who are not familiar with the character, Night Thrasher is a character that, again, as I stated, he made his debut in 1989. Early 90s, he started his own group called the New Warriors. He's similar, if you look at his origin story, he's similar to that of Bruce Wayne from DC Comics. He's a genius. He's an inventor. He uses his wealth by running the Taylor Foundation to actually supplement his quest for vengeance. He goes out at night, and just like Elite Legend, and he secures the streets. While he's doing it in New York, I'm doing it in Chicago. So basically, this is a young man. He's very conflicted. He doesn't get any rest. He stays up all night in his pursuit of perfection, kind of like Elite Legend, and also the cries of a baby. Unfortunately, Night Thrasher doesn't have that responsibility, so he's able to be a little bit more successful than Elite Legend when it comes to the crime fighting aspects. Now, he's got great articulation. As you see here, that backpack does not hinder the articulation at all. Look at that ab crunch. That ab crunch comes down pretty deep. He goes way back, and again, the skateboard does not hinder the articulation at all. His leg does not kick back much, but again, that is kind of standard with the Marvel Legend figures. But he does kick forward a good amount. He has a double jointed knee. Look at how that goes back. Very nice. See that knee pad there sculpted on there. He doesn't have any rotation. That would have been nice to have, but it would have probably conflicted with the sculpt here. He has a fair amount of articulation in the ankle joint, and again, it's not hindered because you see here the way it's cut. It's designed to allow some extra movement forward. If you look at the boot's pretty impressive too. Nice sculpt there. He can get a decent split. He has a hinge and a swivel at the wrist, and he has a sick double jointed elbow. Look at that. Elbow pad sculpted on. His arms go up this much. There's a bit of hindrance there from the shoulder, the way the sculpting works. But his arms do. There is no... Would have been cool to have him with a butterfly hinge, but it would have kind of taken away from the aesthetics of this being armored. Let's take a look at the head. See here. The skateboard does not hinder head articulation. Goes way back. Goes way down. This is an amazing figure. Neck and neck with Puma for me. Actually, I think this is a little bit... I prefer this one a little more than the Puma. This has been a fun line to put together. Can't wait to put the Kingpin together. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of the comics. I like to have a comic book to be featured with each character in my collection. So let's take a look at some comic book art now. Alright guys, and now here we see Night Thrasher on this display base. Unfortunately, it's not as stable as it could be. Kind of hard to get him on here. However, he is still hanging tough. We see him on the debut comic line that he had. This is the comic book run with the New Warriors. Oh, I am terribly sorry. It is not the New Warriors. This is the New Kids on the Block. However, the New Warriors were New Kids on the Block way back in 1990. Let's take a look at my favorite storyline of the Night Thrasher. This was Night Thrasher in his first solo run. This is Night Thrasher for Control. And again, you see here it's taken from the pages of the New Warriors. We have Night Thrasher in his own limited series at last. This was from way back in 1992. Now, here you see the outfit. This is not the attire that he has on for this particular figure is not, obviously the mask was inspired by this. You can still see that he has that battle suit, but there is some differences here. I'm happy with it. It looks classic enough. Usually I'm 100%, I want it to be classic. This is more of a modern interpretation, but this is a pretty good modern update. Here we see issue number 2. And how 80s is this villain? Introducing the enraged villainy of Tantrum. He'll throw ya. Pretty sick. Gotta love the 90s. Gotta love these villains, these storylines. 1992, they were celebrating the 30th year of Marvel. God, I love these old comics. And let's take a look at this. Another 90s throwback. We see Gideon from the X-Force battling Night Thrasher here. And here's the final one from the run. As you can see, the mask is close enough. It doesn't cross. Here it just has 3 lines. But again, it's I do appreciate this figure. If I end up getting a second, I'm sure this will end up on clearance at some point, given that he's more of an obscure character to some. I'll get a second one and I'll do some slight modifications to make him more of a classic version. But I am happy with this modern interpretation of the Night Thrasher. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons now without further ado. And here we have the Night Thrasher with a teammate from the New Warriors. For those of you who do not recall, the New Warriors were kind of fashioned after the Fantastic Four for a modern day. Night Thrasher obviously played the role of Reed Richards, the genius and the creator of the group, and Nova actually at the point of him joining the New Mutants had been depowered, but once he powered up, he was going to serve as the Thing for the New Mutants. And for those of you who may not know, Nova's pretty damn powerful. So here is, I believe this is old Hasbro, the Nova. As you see, the body isn't the greatest, but I love the design. It's classic. We do have a more modern Nova from the Guardians of the Galaxy wave from a couple years ago, but it is too modern for my liking. However, I might have to track that down since he'll go pretty well with this Night Thrasher. But again, I do hope we get a classic Nova in the Marvel Legends line soon. Here we see the Night Thrasher. The Night Thrasher here is with one of his adversaries from the early days, the Punisher. This is a Toy Biz Punisher. This figure still holds up. Love this figure. Love the boots. Love the sculpt. Love everything about it. And here we see him next to the Toy Biz Punisher so you can get an idea of the scale. And here we see the Devil of Hell's Kitchen next to the Night Thrasher. Pizza Spidey next to the Night Thrasher. There we see Nova along with the Night Thrasher. And of course, what would this line be without a comparison shot of another conflicted young man clad in black and red? It is none other than, it's gotta be Kane, that demon. God damn him. God damn it. Night Thrasher had a family. So thank you guys again for stopping by and checking out this review. This was a great line to build, and I cannot wait till our next video when we actually put together the Kingpin. That's my co-host. My co-host does love this figure. Those are tears of joy. She's excited about the Night Thrasher, and she's excited about the Kingpin Build-A-Figure. That is right. The baby Kingpin will appear in the next video as we take a look at a BAF and a baby. So until next time, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Remember, February is the month of giveaways for Elite Legend. Continue to support the channel. Continue to comment. Let me know what you think about the Kingpin Build-A-Figure line. What do you think about the Night Thrasher? Who's your favorite lineup for the Night Thrashers team? And until next time, go ahead and continue to make mine Marvel.